What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. Crypto still dumping, still ripping to this downside. We've still got these jaded institutional large holding whales that are selling down to try to create entry positions for that next leg up. And why am I saying that? Because we keep doing it, but we still keep going higher. So we are not at the end of this journey yet. We've got an enormous amount of pump left to come, and it's getting a little bit crazy. The point right now is very simple. It's to frustrate you, to get you to lose your position so that the people who really get to make the money in this market, those people get to be the ones that reap the profit from you. So shake you out of your bag, have you sell, drop the price, they buy, you FOMO and buy back in on top of them, and then they sell and they take the money from you. That's the way it works in crypto. It's the way it's always worked. That's the way we're trying to do it right now. But you, the true believer, you're not going to fall for that. You're going to hodl your bag until it's time to sell. We've already decided. We already have a plan. Sell in May, walk away. So we're going to do that one. And then we're going to reaccumulate towards the end of July or August for that final flash burst that's going to go absolutely bonkers. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys. So first up on the agenda is what's going on in the broader market. Well, right now, as of this moment, we're down $81 billion again today. Total 2 is down 38 billion. Total 3 is down 30 billion, which means that most of the money is coming out of alts right now. Again, just a symbol that it's still a Bitcoin market. Now, we've had some broad sell-off. Fiat down about 12% on the day. DevE down about 13% on the day. By the way, still trading way higher than it was 5 days ago, but still coming down for that point right now. Same thing for Trump. I thought that Trump would do something, but I mean, the guy's been elected for 2 months and nothing is happening, right? I'm just kidding. 267 right now, down 12.5%. You know, when you scroll down here, you can see there's a few of them that have had just nice little pullbacks. But this is really just the broader market starting to correct itself for that next leg up. We're going to look at January of 2021. I'm going to show you what I mean when this is Bitcoin right now, just to give you guys an idea. This is Bitcoin in January, and we're going from like January the 1st, which is right here. We haven't made any progress since January 1st. Looking at the January 1st, the high right now we're trading at 92,756. The low on January 1st, 92,792. So as you can see, we're just where we started in January. Now, what did that look like in 2021? Well, if we come back over to this spot right here, And this is January right here of 2021. Started right about here. There we go. All right. So on Friday, the 1st of January, we had a low of 28,697. And then what's today? The 9th. On the 9th, what do we have? On the 9th, right there. No, right there. We had a low of 38,720 because we had a nice big boom from that moment. And then what happened right here? Crashed all the way down back to where we started January. And then by the end of January, right here at the 21st, there was this final little flush move right there. That's the inauguration day of Joe Biden. And look, we know Joe Biden's anti-crypto, but this is the inauguration of Joe Biden, sends the market into the stratosphere, right? So what does that mean for the broad crypto market? Well, to me, it means that we should have a much better impact with Donald Trump. But it looks like people are selling into that inauguration. Now, sentiment is very different this time versus when Joe Biden was the presumptive president-elect and nominee. Things, I think, from a crypto perspective, I don't know that we were looking at it from the same context. We were just hoping, there's another 4-year cycle coming, or we're getting into this cycle. We're going to have that big bull phase. Like, I don't know that we were thinking about it longer term at that point, or a few of us were, obviously. But so we had this dump that came down into that inauguration, and then from there, everything flipped on a dime and went parabolic. Now, we have, let's come down here again, the low right there, inauguration day. We had a little bit more of a steep sell-off, kind of a buy the rumor, sell the news sort of thing. We reached that top up here, sold into this, and then boom, it went bonkers, right? So that's what I think we're going to see too. Now, this is what it looks like in 2020 for altcoins. And let's just go back here and look at it from an altcoin perspective. We already have this kind of moved over here. So when it comes to altcoins, then you look at this right here, and what you see is, and let's zoom in to make sure we got it. Again, we're going to do this one more time. So beginning of January, which is right here, the low in the market was 130 billion. Now, on the 9th, it was 182 billion. So we were up 50 billion at that time. But then just a couple of days later, 2 days later, in fact, it goes down to 130 billion one more time. And that's this big this big red candle right there. Once that happened, that was a nice little flush. And then boom, we got a big reversal. And the percentage here, by the way, let's look at this percentage reversal. We had a 28% dump in total 3. Now, I would say, and I don't know for sure, but I would say that most likely, you can look at it right here and you can see there's a lot of similarity to it, but I don't know that we're going to have that big a dump. So right now we're at about 12%. However, if you were to just say, well, what about this to this, then you're looking at a 27% dump right there, which would mean to me that it would still be on the table for that move. Now, the question at this point would be, how much further down could this go? And the answer is to at least right here. I mean, there's still a long potential way to go. What we've got from this spot, though, is a reversal coming in line on or about inauguration. And that's the question, whether or not that inauguration is going to be good for us or not. That's it. Okay. So what does that mean overall? And the answer is very simple. This is a buy opportunity for you for XRP, because Ali Martinez is talking about a 500% upside burst, which he thinks is about to kick in. Now, what he says is the last time the super trend indicator flipped bullish on the 12-hour chart, XRP went 470%, and it just flipped bullish again. Now, when that happens, you can see right here, this is the last time this happened. It went absolutely out of control from 50 cents up to 250. Then you got the sell signal that came through. And look, the sell down did not look very steep or very deep at all overall. And then you got your buy signal kicking in one more time. Where does that tell you that it's going to go? Well, last time was 470%. That was this move right here. So where is the next move? Well, if we just assume that the same thing would play out again, you're talking about a move up into the $13 range, close to the $13 range. I would like to think that it's probably down here just a little bit from, there we go, more like $12. So you're talking about a breakout to about $12 that could be playing out right now, which, you know, look, we're hovering around $2, $2.15, $2.20. You know, we keep getting these spikes up to 250. So 5x from there is 12.5. So this checks out completely. So let's see what happens over the next little while. Now we got that spike right there. We got that move sideways right there. We got the big exponential blow up. Now it's time for the next one. Let's not forget the news that we're getting that's coming out. Bank of America is now using XRP 100% for all of its internal transactions. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, just met with President Trump, President-elect Trump, call it whatever you want. We just met with Donald Trump a couple of days ago. And if that is the case, there's got to be something in the works, or it should be known that there's something in the works. Not only that, but you got Cardano boss, Charles Hoskinson, also going to Mar-a-Lago quite frequently, meeting with Donald Trump, talking crypto and how mass adoption could affect everybody. So these are all positives. So we got another buy signal. We got a gigantic move the last time that buy signal happened. So I would expect that we're probably going to see another big time move coming up very, very soon. Now, let's talk about one thing. This is going to be in XRP, and this is because XRP was the talk of the town. Gary Gensler sat down for an interview and gave kind of an honest assessment. And by the way, most of you are not going to like that, but he gave a pretty honest assessment of cryptocurrency. Okay. And you don't have to like it for it to be true. In an exclusive interview with David Gura on Bloomberg Markets, outgoing SEC Chair Gary Gensler points out the progress the agency has made during his tenure. Gensler will step down on January 20, and Donald Trump's pro-crypto Paul Atkins will take over the responsibilities. In response to enforcement actions against crypto companies, he said the SEC did well to address concerns from his predecessor, including Jay Clayton started. In fact, Jay Clayton brought the case against Ripple on securities violations in XRP, as well as actions against Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse. Now, Gensler believes that crypto is rife with bad actors. Now, is it true that there are bad actors? Certainly is. He distinguished crypto into two different things: Bitcoin and everything else. He slammed crypto projects for raising money from the public in hopes of better future returns, the very definition of a security. Furthermore, he asserts that the crypto field works on sentiments only and not fundamentals. Again, there is a real truth deep down to what he's saying. And that doesn't take away from the fact that Bitcoin has actors who are still building, that Ethereum, Solana, all of these different projects have things that they're working on to create better fundamentals for the industry. But he also predicted that these thousands of crypto projects will not survive. Moreover, he also raised concerns about pump and dump schemes like Pump Fun. Gensler referred to SBF, CZ, and Duquan as notorious and blamed them for causing investors to lose billions of dollars. Now, is that true? Yes. Now, we know Duquan absolutely did. We know that SBF absolutely did. With CZ Binance, it's a little bit different. CZ Binance, he was using wash trading, and he was lying to you. He was deceiving you. He was manipulating you in saying that Binance was doing what it was not really doing. So he didn't cost you billions like the rest of these guys, but he's getting lumped in there for that purpose. But it's not true. So just know that. I'm not saying that CZ, look, you don't become a billionaire by being a good person. It's not possible. But I think CZ has been the good guy in this industry for us. So Gensler claims the crypto industry is built up on non-compliance. He argues the crypto industry needs tougher oversight as it continues to grow despite the high-profile enforcement cases. And he's right. It does need more oversight. I'm proud of what we have done, building on what Chair Clayton and others have done previously. I'm not really, look, I don't know that he's been right about the things that he's been going after. I think it needs to be cleared up. But I do think that he feels a certain way about most of this market, and he sees now what this market actually is. When we look at his comments from 2017, where he's saying that Ethereum is awesome, he wasn't in charge at that point. He didn't know what was going on at that point. So for him to change, Donald Trump changed his mind about crypto. Why can't Gary Gensler? You know what I mean? To the opposite direction, by the way. But I mean, he can still do that. So Gensler will be gone pretty soon, and then we'll be able to, as a division, if you will, as an investment vehicle, we'll be able to move on. Does that mean that we're done with it? No, not yet. But I do think that the end result of all of this is this. I would suspect that on January 21st, Paul Atkins will probably submit a filing, and he'll be named probably interim, but they will probably file a motion to dismiss their appeal of XRP. And then once that is done, XRP will pay $125 million fine, and this whole thing will be over and done with. And then you're going to see XRP absolutely rip as people say, oh, you know what? Now we've validated, we got 4 years of this, and we validated this project, XRP, and it's time now for everybody to just start aping in. So I think that's what's going to happen, and that's what's going to lead to that 5X. That's a guess on my behalf. Don't do your investments based on my opinion. And let me know what you think, by the way, down in the comment section. Next up, Bitcoin pulls back as Fed's December minutes signal slower rate cuts in 2025. Now, the minutes from December 17 and 18 noted that recent higher than expected readings on inflation and the effects of potential changes in trade and immigration policy suggested that the process could take longer than previously anticipated. Now, did you hear what I just said? They just blamed Donald Trump's administration for slowing the rate cuts before they've even taken office. And you can't make this up, by the way. Political changes in trade and immigration policy could cause inflation to get more messed up than it already is. Additionally, the minutes highlighted that there were divisions among policymakers over whether to cut rates at the December Fed Open Market Committee meeting. While the decision to cut rates by 25 basis points was ultimately approved, it was closely debated within the Fed. Amid ongoing concerns about inflation, the CME FedWatch tool suggested the central bank will likely hold rates steady at its next meeting on January 29, maintaining the Fed fund rate at 4.25 to 4.5. Over 93% of interest traders are likelihood of a rate pause at the next meeting. So on Wednesday, the yield on the 10-year treasuries rose above 4.7, its highest since April of last year, by the way. And that's when we were talking about it, and I was telling you what was going on with it and why it was so difficult for crypto to take off. These bond yields were just too attractive. This increase in yield reflects a drop in the prices of existing bonds as bond prices and yields move inversely. Additionally, U.S. stocks experienced a mixed session on Wednesday, with volatility driving its fluctuation in treasury yields. So, crypto markets. Now, here's the other part to this. I want you to just understand something very, very important. Crypto markets react to macro uncertainty. Not exactly. These high up here investors whose job it is to make and break markets, that's all they're doing. They're getting out. And by the way, I do want to stress here, just in case you don't understand what's happening, just in case this is not clear to you. If I'm an institutional investor, and let's say that I have an opportunity to buy some Bitcoin, right? And I've made a decision that I'm going to enter this market right now, okay? And I'm going to buy a significant portion. Let's say I'm going to buy 1 to 2 to 3 billion in Bitcoin. Okay. Now, what does it look like? Well, if I buy and I make that buy, what if I'm the buyer that comes in right here? Okay. Or right down here. And then the market starts to soar and the value of my bag goes up exponentially and I make a huge amount. How do I continue to make money while this is going sideways? That's the question, right? And the answer is actually very simple. I'm going to sell all of my crypto up here. I'm going to sell all of my Bitcoin up here. I'm an institutional trader. It's what I do. Now, how do I continue to make money? I short the market. Right here, I go short on this project right here called Bitcoin at 100,000. And then I take a leverage position and then I move it back down here where I accumulated to begin with. Okay, so I made my money on the way up by holding a spot bag, and then I use my spot bag to wreck the chart on you so that the price starts to dump because everybody then sees it dumping and says, "Oh, I'm selling too," and they sell too, and then I come back in after I've made this money and I buy the spot bag one more time and I ride it up here one more time. And then what do? Then I sell my bag again and I start that cascade process by shorting the market one more time at or near the top. Then it comes down here and then I buy more on the dip and it rips back up here to another all-time high. And then what do? I sell my spot bag. Before I sell my spot bag, I short the market because when I'm a whale and I'm doing this, that's how I'm making money constantly. And then I sell, and what happens? The market dumps again. And what do? I buy one more time. And then what do when the market pumps again? Then I say, well, it's not pumping as aggressively as it did before. I'm dumping again. I dump again. I accumulate here. I pump again. I short it. I dump again. It's over and over and over. And by the way, when I say this, I'm not talking about millions of investors. I'm talking about a couple of big investors. That's what's happening. And they're doing it over and over again. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter that we talk about these articles, right? This article that we have that we're talking about right now. Bitcoin pulls back as Fed's December minute signal slower rate cuts. What am I doing right here? I'm telling you, and by the way, the block is not in on it, but they're doing news, right? You look at this right here and you're like, oh no, maybe I should be concerned. Maybe I should sell. And a lot of people will look at this and they will sell. So what this market is doing becomes basically a self-fulfilling prophecy because they're using the media to manipulate you out of your positions so that they can continue to make their way up and down these charts. So there you have it. I mean, that's exactly what's going on every time. Just that's the way that it works. Now, what's going to end up happening? What you're watching right now is, depending on this wick and depending on how deep they can get it, because they're looking to scalp that bottom and scalp that top. So what you're looking at right now, opportunity for accumulation, an opportunity for this big move right here, and then you're going to see a massive sell when it comes up here, and you're going to see it come down to probably right about there at 100,000. That's probably going to be the next sort of impulse move that you see. It doesn't mean we're not going down, by the way. You know, that could come down. It could look more like this. You know, this whole trend line right here is only a trend line until it stops being one. And eventually they always stop. You know, eventually you've got this perfect thing playing out right here. and then boom, it breaks out and it goes above, and then we're done with it. Well, same thing over here. It could break up or it could break down, and we could be done with it, or we could do a continuation of it. So, there's no accounting yet until we get there about what's going to happen. Now, we've got a nice wick here forming. We were down 120 billion at one point today. Now we're down 60 billion. Looks like the U.S. market kind of moving back in. Trump looks like it's starting to surge back. It's gained about 2%. Devi, same thing, gained about 2% from that downward momentum. Solana was down at, 185, back up to 190 right now. So, we're seeing that reversal starting to play out. So we'll see whether or not this continues. But the market is manipulating you every time this happens. Now, here's the other part to that. If you are somebody who listens to market signals, do what they do. Sell when they sell. Buy when they buy. Try to front run. Will you be wrong sometimes? Yes. And by the way, if you are somebody who you're a Bitcoin investor and you like to buy low and you like to sell high, and you're looking at the range right now and you're saying to yourself, like, I'm gonna, this is the spot right here for accumulation. This is where I'm gonna, this is where I'm gonna buy more right here, and I'm gonna ride it up to here, and then I'm gonna sell here. In the event that you do that and you have a successful play right here, and then you sell and Bitcoin still continues up, then don't worry about it, okay? Not every investment is going to be for you. Go look at Ethereum. Buy some Ethereum instead. Go look at Solana instead. And by the way, the reason that I'm bringing this up is because we have all these different meme coins and stuff like that. Speedy, we've got all these different coins. We've got SHIB, we've got Pepe, we've got MSI, we've got all these different cryptos. And the whole idea here is, if you miss one of those pumps, if you don't catch all the way to the top, or you don't catch all the way to the bottom, don't worry about it. Reset yourself and move on. Now, if you're a fan of a certain project, then stop thinking about the dollar value of your project. And what I mean by that is, let's say that you are capable of buying some. By the way, Saitama Wolfpack is pumping today. So let's talk about that one for just a second. It's broken out about 22%. Actually broke out a lot bigger, but it's going to retrace and come back down, I think. Or, it could break out. But let's just say that you bought down here and you just sold up here, right? You had 1 million tokens right here. You sold your 1 million tokens right here. If it continues to pump, what do you do? If it continues to go, what do you do? Don't FOMO, right? Just move on to the next project. Just move on to the next project if you need to invest. If you don't need to invest, just have a little patience. You don't need to have skin in the game the entire time. Just always work. And remember something, you do not owe a developer anything. You don't owe them anything, okay? Nothing at all. What matters is your bag. Your obligation, your responsibility is to protect you, your family, your friends, not developers, okay? So, in order for a lot of these projects to work, they have to convince you to never sell. You can sell if you need to. Always remember that. Never forget you are in charge of your money. You sell if you need to sell, the end. Okay. Don't let a developer be the one that's in charge of your bag. Okay. Now, if that means that you miss a big pump, then you missed a big pump. Go find a different big pump every single day. Even on a day like today, when the market is way down, you can come over here and you can go through live new pairs and look at the total liquidity on some of these. 246,000, 237. Now, I don't know if this means they're valid or not. But some of this liquidity that's popping up on a few of these, SOV protocol. Some of these, by the way, are traps. So I would be very, very careful looking at your live new pairs before you ape into something. Make certain that it's going to be good. like Space Dogs right here. Let's see what this looks like. 1 hour. So if you got into Space Dogs in this market right now, you got in on a launch here that was 402. That's now at 1 cent. Now, I don't know if this is a honeypot. It's not a honeypot. This thing, it's not a honey, or at least it doesn't look like it. I don't know who's selling or who's buying. I'm not saying one way or another. But for right now, in the 2 hours so far, there's been a lot of activity on it. So when you find something like this, when you find something like boom, 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 something like this, okay? This, by the way, to me looks like a honeypot, by the way, okay? Just to be clear here. And the reason that I say that, and I'm not saying that it is, I'm saying it sure looks like it. The reason I'm saying it is because there's a big sell right there. There's a few big sells and there's a few big buys. And then the sells, you can see right here. This one sold 3 times already. One of them was 20,000. And it says it's buying and selling. Same thing over here. You're looking at this one, buying and selling. Buying and selling is doing it over and over again. Looks like a kind of an automated process. However, as you come down here, you're looking for similar or the same wallet going over and over and over again, other than Jared from Subway. So you're looking for some of those. And like when I'm going through this and I'm looking at it, I don't see it, which means that the money is probably moving around. Like this wallet right here, just put in 1 right here, added liquidity to the pool. Then you have one, then you have 4.8, then you have 4.0, then you have this very small amounts right here. So I would be nervous about it, but go through and look and notice that every day there's new cryptos that are breaking out and having gigantic runs. I mean, it doesn't matter what day it is. There's always going to be some out there having those big runs. Again, the market is down. Were we 60 billion? We're down 60 billion, down 45 billion now. So the market seems to be healing itself. But the Saitama Wolfpack, again, a couple hours ago, this was at 2,000, 2,500 right there. Now it's starting to pop up here, and it's up big time. You know what I mean? Like it's just having a big day for no reason. Kenji. Now I played the Kenji game last night after hosting the spaces that I had. If you haven't already, you can go check that out, by the way. But if you you got a nice little spike off of it during the market, not having a good run. Same thing with Hiss. Hiss is up 10%, but the market is down dramatically on the day. So it doesn't matter. All right. Some of these things will break out and it won't matter, at all. So there we go. Now let's move on with the news because I want to get through this and let's get out of it. So anyway, Bitcoin pulls back as the Fed's December minutes. This is you being manipulated because there's right here 3 reasons why Bitcoin price may surge to 123K in January. What number did I give you weeks ago? 124,096. That was my goal for Bitcoin in January, 124,096. What are you getting right now? Now you're getting people coming out here saying, you know what, 123,000, not that far away. Now, the reasons that they're giving, one key reason why Bitcoin may rebound in January is the ongoing imbalance between demand and supply. Demand has continued to rise, supply has continued to dwindle. Also, another major Bitcoin price catalyst is the upcoming distribution of $16 billion right here. Most of these funds are currently held in stablecoins like Tether and USDC, while some of the recipients will convert them into cash. Some of the money will be changed into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. So the money that's coming back to you from FTX and the collapse of FTX, it turns out they were fully liquid after all. So everybody's going to get their money back. $16 billion is going to enter the market, mostly in stablecoins. And then the next thing you know, there's going to be a nice little pump. So boom, there we go. Now, also, you saw the cup and handle breakout, which was right there. There was your cup and handle breakout. Technical indicators suggest the potential for further upside. On the weekly chart, Bitcoin has formed a very bullish pennant pattern shown in blue. This pattern consists of a long vertical line, which is right there. It's on the top. And I mean, It's the one that we can see right there. It's forming that pennant as we speak. Um, Bitcoin's uptrend is being supported by the 50-week and 100-week EMA, a sign that the bullish trend is intact. MVRV is moved to 2.4, meaning that it's still considered cheap. Most importantly, Bitcoin is yet to reach the target of its cup and handle pattern. The cup and handle has a depth of 75%, measuring the same difference puts it at 123,000, 124,000 if you're nasty, and I happen to be nasty. That's the one that I'm talking to you about. From the bottom to the top of the move in the cup and handle formation puts us right there. Now, my number was 124,000. Their number is 123,000. They're wrong. I'm right. So there you have it. And by the way, when you're splitting hairs like that between 123 or 124, all they're doing is validating what I told you guys before. This is going to happen. We're going to have this massive breakout, and it is coming very, very soon. So just shit packed, bruh. Also, so just so everybody knows, the U.S. government on December 31st approved the sale of $6.5 billion worth of Bitcoin on the open market. Now, that was done by a federal judge, and that was from Silk Road. Judge Richard Seaborg denied a motion to temporarily suspend permission granted to the Department of Justice to offload 69,000 Bitcoin, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin SV, and Bitcoin Cash, and other related assets seized by the government from the illicit Silk Road marketplace and valued at approximately $6.5 billion. Depending on the exact details of the transaction, offloading such a quantity could substantially impact market prices and could have led to a recent downturn. Now, question would be, how much Bitcoin in volume is being traded every day? Okay. $63 billion on a dump day. So if you are looking at this from the right context and you're paying attention from the right perspective, if you're just listening to this market, that's less than 10% for one day of the trade volume. That's less than 10% of the trade volume on Bitcoin for one day. Let that sink in. Okay. You should recognize and understand that it's not that much, despite people saying that. Why are people saying that? Because they're trying to get you out of your position. They're doing, this is exactly what I just explained to you. This is exactly what I just explained. They're using news. This is now going everywhere. In fact, if you were to go to Twitter, it's absolutely viral, and a bunch of dingbats are out here telling you, oh no, here it goes. And you know what? U.S. government might have sold already. It might be over for all we know. So that's what's happening. Now they have authorization to sell. Did they sell? I mean, you know what? As a matter of fact, I don't know. So, but the important part is, if they sold 69,000 Bitcoin, I assure you, there is 58 billion other dollars worth of money out here getting ready to scoop that back up. So you should not be concerned at all over it, but it is a piece that's being used to manipulate the market. Fear and Greed Index sitting at 69 today. Now, let's look at DevE. DevE is the big ecosystem at consumer electronics right now. Ray Quintana, CEO, is joined by Dennis Milehorn from Dulubac and C to discuss 2025, the year corporate crypto takes flight. The answer is a clear yes. Now, look, while DevE is at consumer electronics, there is, and by the way, this is a panel being had. And look, the fact that DevE is there doing this probably means a lot. And I'm sure they're probably trying to time it for some kind of announcement or something like that. But I don't know for sure. That for me would be highly speculative at best. So guys, I can't, I cannot stress. And we've got a goat in the house right now because we've got Milo. Everything sucks on the wall over here. We've got everything sucks over here. And we are, matter of fact, we saw the Descendants not that long ago with Circle Jerks and Surfboard, and we're looking to go see them again this year. So yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, the one thing that we missed was face-to-face. Face-to-face was supposed to be here in Chicago, and we missed face-to-face twice last year. Face-to-face did a 3-night show at, I want to say it was Reggie's or something like that here in Chicago. The first night they did Don't Turn Away. The second night they did Big Choice. And the third night they did Face-to-Face. And they covered, and they did their entire albums in their entirety each night. That's absolutely crazy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see Teenage Bottle Rocket later on this year. I know I am a metal fan, so I'm going to see Killswitch Engage in April, I want to say. And then in May, I'm going to Indianapolis to see Killswitch Engage and Shadows Fall again, a month after seeing Killswitch here in Chicago. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. And I am going to see on, I think it's March 1st. On March 1st, I'm going to see Screeching Weasel, who just got back together. And they're going to be playing, it's my understanding they're going to be playing some of the Riverdale songs and stuff like that. So it's going to be a nice time. Anyway, I listened to Lagwagon, but I haven't seen them. All right. Anyway, so down 45 billion on the day. If you're not already, DevE is going to be the ecosystem. Now, to be clear here, what I expect to see on DevE over the long haul here, and it's trading right now around $1.20. Look at how fast this thing is getting eaten back up. Came down here to $1.08, and it's just continuing to get more and more buys coming in and just showing some strength for another breakout. Now, the fact that it hasn't finished this move here doesn't deter me. I think that it's going to continue and finish the move while the market is completely dipped out. I think that that's the reason for this. Otherwise, I think that DevE would already be at $1.50 right now, ready to spring based on the excitement of a real announcement, which I think is going to take it up about 5x from where it is at least. Now, if it's the big announcement that I think is coming, and I think, look, at this point, we all know, or we think we know who it is. If it is who I think it is, then DevE is going from $1 to $50. Like it's going to just go absolutely bonkers. In my estimation, I don't know that I'm going to be right. I don't know that I'm going to be right, but I do think that I'm going to be right. So, and really, this is what it comes down to. DevE right now is a $46 million market cap. If it goes to $1 billion market cap, that's 20x from where it is. That would be a $25, $26, $27 DevE. Like it's just that easy. Boom, just like that. I think it's on the path right now for at least a 10 to 15x. And I think it's just going to take off. This market cap right here, the total market cap, that's not the one that we work with. It's not the real market cap. But that one right there going to $1 billion is going to be the next meta, and that's about 50%. So this goes to 500,000. That's 10x from where it is. That's a $10 to $12 DevE, which is what I think is going to happen. So, and by the way, for those of you that and look, I'm not sure, but I think I'm sure. NASDAQ is who I think the partner is. And the reason for that, as I've explained to you guys many times over, is because I did an article on NASDAQ about a year ago, and they were doing institutional exchange, and DevX is going to be an institutional. The DevX exchange is, or Dev exchange is going to be an institutional one. And I think that those two match up pretty well. And then when I heard DevE talking about a major fintech partner, and the fact that there was no competition, in my brain immediately went back to my article a year ago. And by the way, you can go watch it. If you come to my channel here on YouTube and you search for NASDAQ, you can actually go listen to me talking about it over a year ago, when I didn't know anything about DevE or the Dev exchange or anything like that at that point. So it's a wild guess from me. I could be way off base. It might not be, but I think that it is. And if it is, then, what's that worth? What is it worth when you find an upstart crypto exchange with a market cap of $46 million, and now they're partnered with one of the largest fintech companies in the world, certainly the United States? what is that worth? And if you don't think that that's not worth the at least the middle top 50, which is 2.4 billion right now, if you don't think it's worth at least 2.4 billion, I don't think you're thinking clearly. I think that DevE has an opportunity to go into the top 50, top 100 for sure, but top 50 very, very rapidly. And by the way, just zoom out. I mean, Bonk at 2 billion became a top 100 over a year ago, and here it still sits. Dog with Hat was nowhere near this a year ago, and now it is. Floki's been around for about 4 years, but it was not here, and now it is. But when you start going down, you start finding things like Pepe and stuff like that, things that were just like launching and stuff like that. Like they just found the right spot and went crazy. I think DevE is going to do the same thing. So get a bag if you want. If not, make sure that you have a bag of MSI. Now, last night, for those of you that were not there, and you should have been there, I was on Twitter Spaces with Pablo, where he talked a lot about gaming, about the game that they're working on, about all of the things that go into it, about the fact that Pablo is looking at MSI as a very long-term principled project where, before we're looking at it as a meme coin, and it's always going to be a meme coin. I think we're always going to relish the fact that it is a meme coin, but Ticker Trending, which is the project that Monkey Soul Inu is the main focus of. And you can, by the way, buy while you're on the website, but it allows you to advertise. It serves a need in the communities. It also is now part of Pump Fun. So any Pump.fun that wants to get listed on Ticker Trending is going to do the same thing. And listen, here's where it gets interesting. Just take Ticker Trending and just imagine this as a website for you to come, just like Dex Tools, just like Dex Screener, just like any one of these different sites. Imagine this spot right now. Imagine what happened to a lot of these other ones. Imagine Jupiter. Where's Jupiter right now? Jupiter, which is where you trade just Solana meme coins, has a $1.1 billion market cap. What about Dex Tools? What's the market cap for Dex Tools? And by the way, that's DEXT, I think is the crypto. Yeah, here we go. Dex Tools has a $40 million market cap right now. Now, here's the funny part. When you zoom out to the 1 year, there we go. It has a new smart contract. It's 775A. Yes. All right. So let's click on market cap here. Market cap of Dex Tools over here, 90 million a year ago. All time. Yeah, 90 million. So now take this over here. You're gonna have to keep up with the class here, John. So it got Gempad stole the liquidity. And by the way, Gempad says that somebody hacked them and stole it, but it got stolen. So it relaunched on a different, Solana instead of Ethereum. So that's the summary of it. But because they stole the entire project, there is no money. So if you want to get in on it, you got to buy new tokens. That's the only way. Maybe someday hold on to your tokens. Maybe someday, some way, they'll come up with a method by which you can cash some in, but that's going to be in the future. Anyway, 90,000 or 90 million. Come over here to Ticker Trending is at 3.6. So you're talking about at least a 30x to get to the level of Dex Tools, and Dex Tools could be one that's going to absolutely break out. Same thing all around. All of these things had to build and create value and stuff like that. So MSI going into this bull run, look, I said 250 million market cap. For me, that's the number, and that's about an 80x away. So I would suspect that we're going to see at least an 80x on MSI, taking us to a $250 million market cap. That's my guess. But if it goes to 80 million, I'm not going to be mad. That's 20 something X from where it is right now. So that would be a good one for me. Like I would be super bullish on that. So MSI, if you haven't already, make sure you check that out. And if you want to get your project listed on Ticker Trending, it helps both the MSI project, who's now made $100,000. Imagine this. This is the important part. MSI has earned $100,000 through ticker trending so far, and has used that to buy back and in some instances burn some of the MSI tokens. So if you haven't already, get yourself a bag, because you're going to miss out on a nice big pump. Also, Coins Chick Coin, they were the host of it last night. Got my opinion about what was going on. It was called Talking CCC. You can go to the Coins Chick website over here, and you can listen to the spaces from last night if you so wish. There is over here, CCC's up 5% on the day, 2681. Remember, it came up here to 304 not long ago. Corrected its way back down, still kind of at the top of the range, though. I would suspect we're probably going to see some strong reversal here and a move back into, in my opinion, that range right there at 3034.35. I think we're probably going to see that in rapid succession as this market turns back around. Bitcoin now at 94,000. All of the outward flow of money has suddenly stopped, and now you're starting to see the market pumping. So we'll see whether or not we even get to a positive day today. But this is what a reversal looks like to me. And by the way, when I'm looking at it from a reversal standpoint, what am I looking for? I'm looking for these long wicks. When you get that long wick, that usually means something is happening, should be some type of reversal. The last time you got it, you got this reversal here, you got this reversal here. That took you a long way. Okay, you got this reversal here, took you back up here. Then you got another one right here, took you up here. Now you got two big ones right there, probably going to take us up to at least 102 before it runs out of steam. I don't know if it even runs out of steam at that point, but we'll see whether or not we get that move. Now, as far as the ETFs go, yesterday, another outflow day all around. A big outflow day on Ethereum, 159 million, leaving us at 252 billion in inflows so far. Now, the liquidation heat map is actually pretty interesting because it doesn't look like it's done yet. Like, if I had to guess, if I'm a heat seeker and I'm looking for the money, that money's sitting right around 100,000. And it looks like I've kind of swept through most of the money here on the shorter time frames. When I get to the bigger time frames, I do have some more downward momentum here, but there's a lot in this range right now. And then the big money is still up here above at 103, 104. So the market could be motivated for a big spike right now to start attacking some of that liquidity up in the upper end of the spectrum, 103, 104, with the bigger amounts really kind of sitting above 110, looking to and they're looking to absolutely crush. We're going to do this on a symbol, actually, on the 1 year. That's where the big money is right there. You can see that 108,000 has 5.2 billion long. Like, it's huge. 10 billion in longs, 11 billions at 108,830. That's where all the big money is. There's also some down here. The question is, are we going to come down and get it, or are we going to reverse and start that big spike? Now, if you are looking for CC coin, Latama, it's going to be right here. You buy it on Solana, use Jupiter or use Radium, and that's how you're going to buy it. Now, 256,000 market cap, 80,000 in liquidity. These guys are going to be around for a while. That's the important part. And you're looking for sub 1 million market cap cryptos that are going to have an opportunity to just absolutely explode and break out. And this is going to be one of them that, look, Coins Chick is who she is. So people are going to find her, and they're going to be finding her through Tom Crown Crypto Analysis, maybe another site or two, as she expands her reach in this space. And then you're going to see some of these days here, like you saw the other day, where what was the increase that we got in that short period of time, where it went up 115% in like one moment, and allows you to cash out and make a few bucks, and then buy that dip and accumulate an even bigger bag for that next run. Now, I'm one of the biggest liquidity providers. So hopefully I made a good decision. I think that I did. You let me know in the comments section. And that's it, guys. That's the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're going to get out of here for the day. We got a couple different things coming out today. So until later, it's not financial advice, but I'm always 2024 was a massive year for Cryptonomy.finance, and 2025 expects to be even bigger. Folks, we're getting into the bull run right now, and to celebrate, Cryptonomy is having a New Year giveaway with a chance to start 2025 with something quite extraordinary. The prizes up for grabs at Cryptonomy are a Range Rover autobiography. 3 winners will receive 1 Bitcoin each. There'll be 30 iPhone 16 Pro Max winners and 100 winners of $100 in Pepe. And how you participate is this: open and hold active margin positions on Cryptonomy's trading platform, invest in the Launchpool during the eligibility period, and entries will close on January 11 at 11:59 p.m. UTC. The winners will be announced on January 12. So what does that look like? All right, I ain't no fool. So we're going 20,000 into the Launchpool contract. Now I'm going to use the bronze level. We've created the contract, so we are locked in. Also, the second thing that we had to do was set up a margin trading position. My position right now on my Bitcoin long is 148.5%. On Ethereum, 123.76. We're getting into the bull run right now. We're going to open up a long with 50 Solana. We're going to take that position right now. 148% is the expected profit. We're going to use a 10x leverage position, and we've confirmed. And now we have another position open, 50 Solana this time. Let's see how this goes. I think these are going to be incredible returns. Join me on this journey. Now look, we already know a lot about Cryptonomy and its strengths, and I'm excited to highlight them again. As someone who's worked with the company for a long time, I'm confident to say that 2025 is set to be a breakthrough year. With major updates and collaborations on the horizon, Cryptonomy is ready to soar to new heights. You can earn great passive returns on staking and other programs. You can gain exclusive bonuses, including Cryptonomy token airdrops at their launches in early 2025, and enjoy countless other perks that come with being part of this growing ecosystem. Now is the perfect time to get involved. Don't miss your chance to benefit from everything Cryptonomy has to offer and kickstart your journey with a winning opportunity.